Hey everybody, Jim here, and today we're going to be working on removing plant assignments from BOMs. There is a competitor product that has a way of making a recording, but then populating the load data for that recording is incredibly cumbersome. And I'll give you an example once I get Excel launched. Here we go. So this other product, with their recording, they want you to populate in advance to predict where each one of these plants is going to line up and fall. And you have to make the recording with all of them. So if you have a material master that is extended to 100 plants or 800 plants, you have to make the recording go all the way down, and then in each one, put a hash mark or tick the box. So you would have works, and then whatever this field is, AUSKZ. All right. And so you would put the number of the plant here, H77, and then a slash. Oops. If you don't want the thing to be deleted. And then again and again, 100 times. So we're going to try to delete 8H76, but instead of using this cumbersome, just absurd way of predicting where each plant will be on the screen, we're going to use a little bit of VBA code to peek at each field on the SAP interface to see which one of these boxes is associated with the plant. Our target today is 8H76, so we want to step through each one of these and then page down if necessary, and then tick the one that is associated with 8H76, and then click delete assignment, and then eventually click yes. So here's what we're going to do first. We're going to create a recording, and that'll give us a lot of clues as to how this should work. All right, let's do this. Sure, why not? Now to get to the list of plants that can be removed from the BOM, you have to click first this button and then scroll down through these. And then I want to click here and click the delete assignment button. Now I'm not going to click yes just yet. I'm just doing this for the recording. Let me stop this. And now I'm going to launch the recording, the text file. I'm going to launch Notepad with this recording in it. Great. So much of this is going to be recycled. Yep. Okay, so there's our AUSKZ, and it looks like it was number 3. I see, starting at 0. So the fourth one is, you get 0, 1, 2, and 3. And I don't know that it's necessary to set focus, but we're probably going to leave that in. And then this is going to be the delete button. Or delete assignment button. All right, we don't need any of this. It doesn't matter where on the screen this is going to be. And this is the beginning of the transaction where we are typing in the material master, Vex, and I think we also want stlan. Let's do that. Since we're at this, see, we just skipped right up. We didn't touch this, so it wasn't included in the recording. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully this doesn't hurt us later on. Yeah, that's it. Yep, perfect. Okay, so we've doctored up this script. We don't need any of this. We certainly don't need that. Yeah, great. Huh. This is the one, hit enter, all assignments to BOM button. Great. All right, I think we have enough to get us a good start. Let's go into our Excel spreadsheet and throw open the VBA code. Actually, let me start a new Excel spreadsheet. I don't want to deal with any of this. All right. All right, so we know we're going to want to extend this because our messages are going to go here and perhaps a button to launch the VBA code. And here we'll put Matner and Vix. We'll extend that a little bit. Perfect. Now we can go in Developer, Visual Basic. That is just fine. Open up Sheet 1. And we'll go into the Saplicity website in order to tease out a little bit of recyclable code. Let's start here. And we'll get to there. Perfect. And I want to grab these two as well. All right, because we might need these. Great. All right, and forgive me for recording this video in 720p because, and I say this at the beginning of each video, there are a non-negligible number of users that are using laptops that do not have 1080p monitors. So these are for them as well. All right, so yeah, I think we're good. So I'm going to put in from my SAPGUI the server that I want to use right up here. I'll get back over there. Let's go Q01. I am working in a sandbox today. I think I want Q02. Q02. Yeah, that's where I am today. Thanks. All right. And then I need some sample data. So let's go here. And we'll put in some sample data. 8H76. You know what? I'm going to make it lowercase just in case somebody does that. And then I'll show you how to fix this. We'll convert this to uppercase as part of the process. All right. Let's see now. What else do we need? I think that's it for now. let's run the code, put some breakpoints in it, and then we can look at the list of plant assignments, and from there, tease out how we're going to find the one that we want to delete. Right, here is the code that we teased out from the recording, and we're going to put it here. I'm going to clean this up. Great. And in current is the line being passed into this function for some work. And we can actually very easily get the value from the column that we want by putting it in some VBA in order to get that. So I'm going to say range. I think that was column A and current dot value. And the plant is going to remain blank. stlen, stlol. Press 7. Yep. Button 7. Okay. And then we're going to want to stop here. We don't want to execute these codes just yet. And we're going to put in some dummy data that can be used as a breakpoint. So let's say string temp equals in current. And that will be a breakpoint. Perfect. All right. Let's see how this works. I'm going to launch the SAPGUI with the code, and I'll meet you once we hit the breakpoint. It looks like I ran into a problem just guessing this. So let me figure out what's going on. Control could not be found by ID. All right, so let's try this again. Let's go in and we'll do a little bit of in-depth debugging. If you recall, this was the one that I didn't capture in the recording and just guessed. Let's look about there. All right, nope, it's under plant. BOM usage. BOM usage, okay. And that's the label. We don't want to change that. So it's ctext, txt. All right, and that's where I went wrong. And this one we pulled from the recording, so that one's probably just fine. Let's see if this works. F8, yep, now it works. All right, but we didn't get the material number. All right, so range A2, it didn't populate the material number. Where did we go wrong? Oh, because it's B2. Come on, guy, you can do better than that. Perfect. Okay. So let's see if we can get to this breakpoint, and I'll come right back. Okay. So we're here, and we have a list of material allocations. That is good news. And later, I'm going to have to go and find another material master that has more than 15 in order to see how to affect the changes on the screen such that I can scroll down and up. It looks like this one has just 18. All right, let's look at the user interface. We've got some children, and this is probably one child holding the BOM usage and the BOM, and another one holding these. And let's see, there's got to be a menu, a taskbar, this item. Let's guess around here. Production. Oh, that's this. Okay, maybe. Item 7 is a GUI simple container. All right, that's probably this box. Let's look inside there. And it has 7 children. Well, let's look and see what they are. Item 1 is material allocations dash BOM. Okay, that's that one. Item 2 is RC29K, and it is of type GUI label. So that's probably this S. Maybe let's look and see. Let's see. S. That's it. Item 3 is alt BOM. Yep. So 4, 5, 6, and then 7 is probably this GUI container. Yep. All right, let's look in there. Oh, we got a whole bunch of items. Let's just take a peek. Got some loops. GUI simple container. Yep, yep. So now we have to do a little bit of analysis. So there are 56. And I guess that would be, what is 56 divided by 4? 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so somehow it's ordered these. Either it's going down this way, or it's going to be going across. And how the programmers wrote this, I don't know, but we can figure it out in some seconds. So the first row is going to be, well, this is probably going to be the very first object on the screen. So let's look here. This is going to be an AUSK Z GUI checkbox. All right, item 2 is the STLAL. Okay, so it's going across. So the fourth one is probably a blank plant. And the text is blank. Okay, so you got a plant and a blank. So the 8th one, by this logic, should be a plant with 8H57. Yep, and there it is. Okay. All right. So we need to put in a little bit of logic such that we can step through these, pick the AUSKZ associated with the plant, tick it, and then click the button. All right. Let's write in some logic. First, let's get the name of this, ID, copy, and we'll go back into our VBA, and we'll say dim, oh, thank you, comma, all right, oh, and yes, we can reset that, and I don't want this, AUSK Z. Let's do it like this. Yeah. I need a notepad. All right. I'm going to start right here. Go over to there. Perfect. Let's think for a minute. As we're stepping through these, we're going to find the plant after we've passed by the button. Yeah, okay, thanks. All right, so we probably don't need that. Okay. If object child dot type equal, what is it, GUI checkbox like that, then child auskz equal. Okay, so now in memory we've got the tick box, the checkbox, and so when we hit the plant, we can then tick this box. Is selected, I think, is the VBA code according to this object. Great. All right. Then I think that's how we're going to do that. What do we do here? So, oh, see, it's just selected. So just like that. And I'm looking at the logic here, and it seems like we could just step through these in a different way. Now let's try it this way first. Okay, now remember, option 2 is to cancel. We're just going to leave that in there for testing purposes right now. And if next. And if we get this far, we definitely want to exit the 4. Because what happens is whenever you touch something on the screen, the looping through these objects within the children gets broken. So you immediately want to exit the 4 because if you get to here again, it's going to throw an error. All right. And let's put the message here. Yep. Something true. And we'll just go ahead and put exit function. There we go. And later we'll replace this with option 1, which I think was to delete. Okay. And here we can say, this is going to be very simple, plant assignment not bound. Okay, so if it goes through each of the objects and does not find the plant, then it goes to here, it just remains false. We'll just leave that. Do something equals false. But if it does find it, then up here, it does sets it to true and then exits the function. And before I go too far and forget this, string vex string vex equals range c and current value. And I might as well do this one too. This is just really clean coding. There we go. And here, matter. Okay, so I told you that I would show you how to fix the case and maybe even remove trailing spaces, that sort of thing. We'll clean up the vex value and even the material number. But first, I want to show you what happens when you get to this point. If the do something function returns a false, then it goes here and sets the background color of let's see, A, B, C. Let's say B and C of columns B and C to red. So these two will just turn red, and of course the error message will be here, and it'll be very easy to see. But if it comes back as true, then it sets the background color to green, and then these will be green, and you'll have the success message here. Perfect. Okay, so to set the matner, let's do a little bit of work. Let's say range b and current dot value equals upper. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at another language. Ucase trim range b and current dot value, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing for the vex, but slightly different. Well, actually, I think that'll work out just fine. In the case that you have some plants that start with the number 0, there's always a chance that someone will paste it right into an Excel spreadsheet, and then the value will be broken because Excel doesn't like leading zeros. So if we have plant 0, 100, it just changes it to 100. So you would, in that case, add something like right, thank you, and comma 4. In fact, I'm just going to leave that in there because since we have alphanumeric plants in this case, it's not going to cause any harm. But if somebody uses this behind me and has leading zeros in their plants, then that will be fixed. Also, let's do this. we're going to set the number format equals, and then the ampersand, that's not the ampersand, that's the at symbol. The at symbol means that it is going to be text. Great. Okay. Very cool. And if it is text, if it were a generic cell like this one, if it's just general, and I change it to the leading zero by padding this and then returning it with the leading zero, it would still cut off the leading zero. But if it's text like this, it won't. All right, so right now it's general. When I run this again, you'll see that it's changed to text. All right, I think we are ready. Let's put breakpoints here and here. Put it here. Cool. All right, let me run the debugger and I'll stop it when we get to, let's say I get to here. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's see what happens when we step through this. Just go nice and easy. We can watch that. And we can watch this as well. Great. Wish I could get a little more of, just a little more of this screen showing. Wow, 1080p is amazing. Okay, there we go. All right, let's step through this and see what happens. Yep. Oh, I may have messed up. Let's see. I think what I did is I got this, and I'm stepping through the values in here one at a time, and I really want to step through the values of this GUI container instead of this GUI container. Let's see where I messed up. Item 7, if I recall correctly, was this one with 14 children. Nope, nope, 7. Okay. So what is the name of, what is the ID of this? Let's find the ID for this one. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I thought this was a hair short. Okay. We'll copy this. Oops. Nope. I just want from here back. All right. Control C. And we'll stop this. We'll look closely at the code. There we go. That's going to run much better. All right. Let's get back to here again. All right. This hopefully works a lot better. Okay. Okay, so it's GUI check uppercase box. Okay, I should have seen that coming. Set. Okay, because we're dealing with objects, you have to set the object to something else. All right, let's try again. Always fun debugging. All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna see we're gonna just step through this until we get to this point and see what happens. And it's only the fourth line, so it shouldn't take us very long. Yep. There we go. Okay. So we're here, and you can see, because we saved the object from before, it ticked it once it got to this point. Great. And then we hit the delete assignment button. Let's see what happens when we do that. Do you want to delete assignments? Now, yes is option 1, but we're going to click option 2 because we're just doing testing right now. You know, let's do it. Let's do option 1. And it's just a sandbox, so we're not doing any harm. Yep. All right. So then I'm guessing we have to back out. Is that right? So there's no message down here yet. There's no message down here yet. So what I'm guessing is you have to back out and then hit save. Okay. Yeah, and rather than trying to fight to see what these buttons are, I'm just going to capture it in a recording again and paste it in. Well, yeah, this is going to save us a lot of time. All right, stand by. All assignments. Let's go here. Back and save. Great. And then stop. All right. So this is back. And this is save. Okay, so the message you're going to get is plant allocations changed for BOM, yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. All right, let's try a different one. Let's try a different one. 8H76, we know, 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 8H uh, doesn't exist now because we've deleted it. Let's see what happens when we run this again. Now it's stepping through because we stopped it. It didn't actually put any information here. Once there's information here, the software will skip over this column A, or skip over this row, because uh, let's see, if it's blank, then only does it continue. Okay, so it gets to this point, and rather than step through each line one at a time, I'm just going to let the software run to see what it does. Hopefully it gets all the way to the bottom here after going through all of these 52 objects, because there are only 13 rows now. It gets to here and tells you that there's a problem. Let's see if that works. Plant assignment not found. F8. And let's see if it did it. Yep. And F8. Oops. F5. And that's it. All right, let me see if I can find another material master that has more rows, because we got to figure out how to scroll down. I know that there are some material masters that are extended to hundreds of plants, which means they can have hundreds of BOM associations, and we don't want to just deal with what is shown on the screen only. Let me find one of those. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I figured it out. There are no buttons or scroll bars on the screen. You simply have to know to click page down and page up. Okay, thanks, SAP. So let's record that. Let's see what we get. All right, page down 2 times, page up 2 times, just to get a recording. Let's see what we get. Okay. All right, so this is page down, just like that. All right. So we're going to have to put in a little bit of logic in order to figure out when we've hit the bottom. All right. So I'm going to put this here, and we'll put a simple do while true. There. All right. Tab. Loop. And then some logic here. We'll put the logic. We'll put the logic here. All right. Vexes as string. So we're going to use this string to store all of the plants that we've touched or seen, and then affect some changes in here. Okay. If child dot text equals no dot name equals vex, then this is going to be pretty close. If string vixes, comma, child dot text is greater than 0. All right, that means we've already seen this plant before, so we can back out. Then exit do, and if, and if. And we're going to have to do a little bit of debugging to get the actual name of the object child that holds the plant values. And we can enrich this line of code as well with that. Let's do that. Oh, well, we didn't get anything because this isn't cleared. Okay. All right, let's step through this. That's the material number. Object child.type. Let's call this object child. We'll poke through it very quickly. The name of it is RC29K Vex. All right. RC29K dash Vex. Okay. All right. So what it's going to do is it's going to keep. Oh, we don't want that. Okay, so what we don't want. Yeah. Let's think ahead. And obchild dot text does not equal blank because blank is going to be in string vexes because it's also blank. But if we get to this point and there are no additional assignments, you just have this one, it would go into an infinite loop and just be stuck. So it looks like it defaults to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so it looks like whoever wrote this code hard-coded it so that it always shows 14. So let's say, let's put another snippet of code down here. If if dot count is less than 14, then exit do. All right, so you've gotten to the very last screen. Let's look. And I'll show you what I mean. 1, 2, there we go. So if there are no plant assignments, then it will be just one row. Oh no, it's 14 times 4, or 56. Yeah, I'm really lucking out today. Okay, so there are fewer than 56. That is 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 36. So there are 36 instead of 56 children in this GUI container right here. And when it gets to this point, it's going to say, oh, it's fewer than 56. I'll exit the do. I didn't find anything. Same thing here. If there are a multiple of 14, for example, there are exactly 14 or 28. If there are 14 and you hit page down, you get the same 14. And you get to this point, and get to this point, string vexes equal string vexes, and we'll put a comma and child.text. There we go. All right. And I put that comma in there in case there are some situation where two plants pushed together, concatenated, represent in the middle somewhere another plant that has already been seen. So we put the comma there just for safety. Okay, if it gets to this point and it sees a plant that we've already seen, then we know that we've hit the bottom and that we can exit out. Great. I know this seems pretty complex, but when you think about it, it's actually kind of simple. Okay. All right, let's do this again. This certainly seems right. All right. All right. Let's see how this works. And just so that it doesn't go too fast, down here at the bottom, I'm going to put a wait for. One whole second. Just wait, and that'll be 14 seconds of wait time. Not the end of the world, but we can actually watch it scroll down if necessary. Oh. Oh, where is it? Oh, I see what's gone wrong. This is taking really, really long. And what I realized is that there are 56 children and not 14. Come on, Jim, do better. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. So it scrolled down. Let's see if it scrolls down once more. Okay, so it exited too early. Why is that? I see. Here at the bottom, you see there's 8HA5. And when you page down, thanks SAP, it puts 8HA5 at the top of the list. Let me think about how to fix this. All right, I think I've got a plan. How does this sound? Let's come up here, and instead of saying string vexes, we'll say, and yes, it will want to reset, and that's okay. Dim string last vex, string, comma, string last vex check as string, just like that. All right. And all right, and that's fine. It can be blank. Okay, so if it's the plant, what we're going to do is we're going to loop through these all the way to the bottom. All right, we don't want that. String last vix equals. Okay, so as it goes through this for next, it's going to step through all of these, populating the string last vix with this value, which is when it gets to the end of the next and goes to here, this will be 8HC4, or whatever this last plant is. And then here, okay, so and that's fine. So we'll put another one right here. If string last vix equals string last vix check, then exit do. Now, else string last vix check equals string last vix end of. Perfect. Okay, so if there are fewer than 14 of these, and we get to some situation like this, it'll exit the do. But in some cases, 1 out of 14, it will actually step through because the last page will have 14 rows, and we'll check it twice. Now, it's not going to hurt anything to check it twice. And in most cases, you're going to find the plant assignment that you want to delete and delete it. But in the case that you get all the way to the bottom and there are 14 on the last page, it'll hit page down again. And here I'm hitting page down so you can see how you just get that last page. It'll get to this point, and if the last vix here is the same as the last vix on the last page, we know that we've hit the bottom and nothing is happening when we click press down. And that will cause it to then exit from the loop. Great. And if it exits the loop, that we know we have a situation wherein the plant assignment was not found, and we just report that back to the user and declare victory. All right, let's test this. All right, I think we're there. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to hit, yeah, there's a 1 second pause after each for next. Just looking at the code very quickly. All right, let's see what happens. I think we have some success. Great. And here on the Excel spreadsheet, plant assignment was not found. All right, let's do a little more testing. I want to run this once more to make sure that this is working correctly. And we'll say 8HD1. We'll get this one next time. Great. So it's going to skip this when I run the code. In fact, let me go ahead and add my button. Design mode, insert a button, right. Let's go right here. I'm gonna do sapcon just like that. Oops. And we'll change the name of the button, or the text on the button to proceed. Great. Stretch this button out a little bit. There we go. That's pretty good, just like that. Let's clean this up a hair. Freeze top row, data, filter. All right, that looks like it's very easy to use now. Time for a test. Well, it really wants to let me edit the text in this button. But what I really want to do is click the button. What am I doing wrong here? I'll circle back to that. What in the world? I can edit text. Well, I'll come back to that. Oh, let's remove this breakpoint. We don't need that anymore. There we go. Perfect. All right. Last thing to do is check to make sure this is working correctly. And so 8H76 is gone. And 8HD1 is also gone. So this is working perfectly, except for this button. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Oh, no. I'll tell you what, rather than fight with this, you know what? I am going to fight with this button on the video. Let me fight with this button and figure out what's going on. Let me save this. Now remember always to save as XLSM. It's very important because it's a macro-enabled workbook. Great. I'm going to close this and reopen it, I think. All right, always remember to enable content. What am I doing wrong with this? Assign macro. Oh, I see what's going on. I missed. Instead of hitting OK, I hit edit earlier. So I hit OK, and now when I hit the, now it turns into a hand, and I can click this, and I know it'll run the code and do nothing because these are already populated. Great. Okay, that's it. Well, if you've learned a lot and you think that this is valuable content that can be shared with people because it's so much better than the competition that's out there, you can actually sit down and write code that does things for your users and empowers them to do their job far more easily than trying to create pivot tables from extracts in order to populate absurd uh, re data requirements for recordings created in the competitor's software, which is pretty good, but still very cumbersome to use. Instead, you can create these tools that you pass to your users or you use yourself in order to affect changes to data in SAP. Then by all means, please share this video and tell your friends about Saplicity. And let's get people to know more about this rather than spending tens of thousands of dollars per year, or hundreds of thousands in some cases, for recurring licenses for software that isn't as good or as useful. Well, I sure learned a lot making this video, and I hope you did too. Thanks so much for watching.